Hi, I'm Rich Frawley, and I'm the Director of Training here at ADF Solutions. Today we're going to walk through the process of connecting an iOS device to ADF Pro or Mobile Device Investigator, and then move on to connecting an iOS 16 or better device for screencasting. First, let's start with the basics to ensure we have the correct foundation. iTunes is required to be installed. ADF will piggyback off of iTunes to make the proper connection. ADF Solutions cannot distribute the files or the drivers required, therefore, it needs to be installed. If you're not sure if iTunes is installed, the connection wizard will alert you to missing iTunes files or drivers. If you download the iTunes version from Windows, it will not contain the Bonjour service needed to make a Wi-Fi connection, and you will need to either download Bonjour or install the version from Apple. It does not matter which menu you are in when you use the wizard. It will make the connection for the duration of your interaction with ADF Pro or MDI and the computer you're using. The wizard should be used every time you connect a new device to ADF Pro or Mobile Device Investigator. These are the basic steps to get connected to an iOS device. You must have access. Yes, you have to have the password to the device, and it must be unlocked. From there, you want to set the auto lock to never. You're going to go to Settings, Display and Brightness, Auto Lock, and Never. Next, you're going to open the Add Device wizard in ADF Pro or MDI, and the first thing you need to do is make your airplane mode choice. And it is a choice. It's up to policy and procedure and what you're trying to get off or do with that device. Once you've made that choice, you're going to hit Next. You're going to connect the device when the wizard prompts you to connect device, and the wizard will then prompt for any issues you may have with the connection process. And keep checking that phone for any messages, because established trust should pop up, and you need to establish trust with that device. All right, here's just a quick on the phone itself. You're going to go to Settings, Display and Brightness. You're going to go to Auto Lock. You can see here in the center it was set for 2 minutes. When I get into Auto Lock, I change it from 2 minutes to Never, and that will keep the phone from going to sleep. All right, once you make the connection, if you're in the scan screen, you're going to see two different types of connections. The one on top is MTP, that's your Media Transfer Protocol connection, and it shows as a folder icon. That is your typical Windows connection. You connect an iPhone, you hear Windows ding, and it allows you to see the DCIM folder or the SD card, but it lets you see the media that's on that device. So that would be your pictures and videos and stuff. What you're looking for, if you're going to be doing an acquisition or anything more than just media, you want the device connection. That's number 2. It will show up as an icon with a device, and it'll give you more information on the phone itself, such as the hardware and the operating system. That's the one you're looking for. When you have that, that's the one you're going to select. You don't have to select both. The device connection will also get the media. If you want to mirror a device with iOS 16 or better, there's a couple of things we need to do. After the iOS device connection has been established, you are going to need to connect via the AirPlay protocol to mirror that device into ADF or MDI. The connection is wireless between the iOS device and the ADF desktop application. You also need the wired connection in order for the protocols to be set up. When a wireless access point is available from a router, it is generally easier for both the iOS device and the ADF workstation to connect to that same wireless access point. So in here, I have Wi-Fi, and my phone and computer are connected to the same Wi-Fi network, and I can then screencast. So it is very simple. You connect both devices to the Wi-Fi access point. You open the iOS device control center. You select AirPlay mirroring, and then establish that connection with the ADF and the computer name that shows up in the AirPlay mirroring screen. We will show you that here in a couple minutes. If you are getting errors or AirPlay is not showing ADF and then your computer name, Your Wi-Fi may be set to not allow connections. Think of hotels and commercial applications, or your agency where Wi-Fi is restricted. The two devices can't see each other. They're prevented from seeing each other. So you'll need to establish a different connection. And what we're going to show you here today is my public Wi-Fi. Also, when you're connecting, you've got to make sure that ADF is allowed through the firewall. There may have been a prompt that you missed asking about the firewall, and you may have said no, which would prevent ADF talking to your device. So if you go into Windows Security, check your firewall and make sure that ADF is allowed through. Let's get on to the alternative for using that router, right? If you don't want to connect to your existing network, or the network is not compatible, you can use a program such as My Public Wi-Fi, which allows for that Wi-Fi connection without internet access. So you don't have to worry about that either. You're going to go and download and install My Public Wi-Fi. Simple to get to. It's from mypublicwifi.com. You're going to make the choices on your device. That's the airplane mode. And you're going to allow the Wi-Fi through. On My Public Wi-Fi app, you are going to select WLAN hotspot. I'll show you this here in a second. You're going to select no internet sharing. You're going to assign your own SSID or your wireless name so you can decipher it in your connection. You're going to assign a network key or a password to it so you can connect the device. And you're going to start your hotspot. You're going to connect your device using SSID and network key and select AirPlay on the device and connect. Then you'll be casting to ADF via AirPlay with no internet connection on the device. That's the important thing for you, right? All right, so here's My Public Wi-Fi. When you download it, this is what it looks like. And as I stated before, up on the top, you're going to select WLAN hotspot. And underneath that, no internet sharing. Next is the network name. I named mine Delmar, so I knew exactly what it was when it came up in my list of available hotspots. And then a network key or a password. This is 1 through 8. Very simple. Next, you're going to start that hotspot. And it will start broadcasting your SSID and be available. And then third, you can see I connected a device through that. How did I connect it? So on my device, I went to Wi-Fi. You can see it was connected to my router here, and Delmar is available. I just switched it, connected to Delmar, and you can see it is connected as a Wi-Fi connection with no internet connection, right? So I have the Wi-Fi protocol between the phone and the computer, and there is no internet on the device. Then I pull down from the top on this iPhone, looking for the mirroring. I select AirPlay. It asks about screen mirroring, shows ADF, and my computer Mongo is available to be connected. I select that. And once it's connected, you'll see it show as Apple TV and give you the option to stop mirroring. That's how you make the connections. Very simple. Any problems, you can call support or email us at support@adfsolutions.com. That's all for this video. Thank you for your time.